All right, today we're going to take a foundational AWS service, the VPC, and show you how to transform it. We're not just talking about a simple network. We're talking about building a highly secure and resilient cloud fortress. So let's get right to it.
So I want you to start thinking about your virtual private cloud, your VPC, as your own private fortress in the AWS cloud. It's that piece of digital land where you build absolutely everything. It's your base of operations.
But here's the thing about a fortress, right? It's not much good if it's totally cut off from the world or if the main gate is just left wide open. The real trick is connecting it to all the other services you need without compromising its security. And that is exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
Every great structure needs a solid foundation. For our cloud fortress, that foundation is, you guessed it, the VPC.
So what is it really? The Amazon VPC is that secure private bubble that holds your entire cloud infrastructure. I mean, pretty much everything you build in AWS is going to live inside of one of these. It's ground zero.
Okay, foundation is laid. Now, let's build our first major defense, secure tunnels for communication.
And this is such a critical question. You know you need to access other AWS services, maybe even services from a partner. But the idea of exposing all that traffic to the public internet, well, it kind of feels like digging a giant, unprotected trench right through your fortress wall. There has to be a better way, right?
And there is. It's called AWS Private Link. The best way to think about this is like a secure private underground tunnel. It creates a direct connection from your VPC to another service, but, and this is the most important part, all of that traffic stays inside the AWS network. It never, ever touches the public internet.
And this is what really drives the point home. The old way, it needed internet gateways, not devices. It added all this complexity and, frankly, exposed your traffic. With Private Link, you don't need any of that. The architecture gets so much simpler, and it's just fundamentally more secure because your data never leaves the safety of the AWS backbone.
So, to wrap that up, Private Link lets you completely sidestep the public internet. This just massively reduces your attack surface, it cleans up your network architecture, and it even lets you create your own private API endpoints. Pretty powerful stuff.
Okay, so our fortress has its secure tunnels. But what about the traffic that does need to come and go? We can't just block everything. It's time to post some intelligent gatekeepers on the walls. See, strong walls are great, but they're just a passive defense. For real security, you need active, intelligent guards. Ones that can inspect the traffic, understand the context, and make smart calls about what's allowed in and what gets blocked at the gate.
Our first guard at the gate is the AWS Network Firewall. This is your main gatekeeper. It's a stateful, managed firewall that sits right at the edge of your VPC, and its whole job is to inspect every single packet flowing in and out. This gives you incredibly fine-grained control.
And here's how it all fits together. You've got the firewall itself, which you just attached to your VPC. That firewall uses a firewall policy. Think of this as the guard's official rulebook. And that rulebook is made up of different rule groups, which are basically reusable lists of what to look for. It's a really flexible, modular system. But we need another layer of defense. Imagine things inside your fortress are trying to send messages out. The DNS firewall is like a sentry who checks the address on every single message before it leaves. It filters your DNS requests to control which domains your resources are even allowed to talk to in the first place, stopping them from ever connecting to malicious sites. The structure here is pretty straightforward. You create role groups, and inside those you have domain lists. And that's exactly what it sounds like. Just a list of domain names that you either want to explicitly allow, block, or maybe just flag an alert for. It's a simple idea, but unbelievably effective for controlling where your traffic is going.
Okay, our defenses are in place. They're strong. But what happens when something breaks? A connection fails, and you have no earthly idea why. Well, every good fortress needs a watchtower.
We have all been here. That sinking feeling. An application can't hit the database, an instance can't connect to the internet, and now with all these amazing security layers we've built, finding what's causing the block can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack.
And this is where Reachability Analyzer comes in to save the day. It is your all-seeing watchtower. It's a static analysis tool, which means it looks at your configuration, your security groups, ACLs, route tables, all of it, to figure out if a path even exists. It's not sending packets, it's analyzing the literal blueprint of your network.
And using it could not be simpler. You just pick a source, like an EC2 instance, and then a destination, like an internet gateway. You click Analyze, and it traces that virtual path hop by hop. If the path is clear, it tells you. And if it's blocked, it tells you exactly what is doing the blocking. It's an absolutely fantastic debugging tool.
Okay, let's step back for a second and just admire the fortress that we've just built.
So we started with the VPC as our solid foundation. Then, we built those secure underground tunnels with AWS Private Link for private connections. We posted intelligent gatekeepers, the network firewall and the DNS firewall, to inspect our traffic. And finally, we built a watchtower with Reachability Analyzer so we can spot any problems instantly.
And this, right here, is the key takeaway. When you bring all these services together, you totally elevate what your VPC can do. It's not just a network anymore, it becomes a complete solution. It's powerful, it's secure by its very design, and it's resilient because you have the tools to figure out what's wrong.
So, building this fortress is a huge first step. But we all know the world of security and technology is always changing. So the real question isn't just about what you've built today. It's about how you're going to keep evolving its defenses for whatever comes next.